Corruption by P.K. Armstrong. Chapter 41. Angel could think of nothing better to do after such excitement with the arrest of David and Teddy Sorensen than to spend time with Violet. Oddly enough, she decided a trip to Sorensen Farms might be fun. So, despite her recent harrowing experience there, she woke Violet up early the Saturday morning after she had picked her up at school, and they made their way to the farms after a big breakfast. She knew she made the right decision, as Violet gave her a look of pure joy after Olivia Sorensen helped her mount. Angel's returning smile quickly gave way to a chuckle as the horse under Violet made an abrupt move and she grasped the pommel with a look of panic on her face. They went the same route that Teddy had led Angel on a week ago, and following Olivia's instructions, dismounted and found the stream he had told her about. It was a gray day. The sun took respite behind the clouds, which allowed a chill to take hold. Angel and Violet, sensibly bundled, barely took notice. They dismounted, tied the horses to some nearby trees, and began to explore the stream and its surroundings. Violet exclaimed in delight at everything she saw. The bubbling of water herded in an alcove and the calm coursing of the stream as it flowed towards its inevitable destination. The water, when they put their hands in, was cold, and Violet giggled at the shock of it. Angel wondered at her genuine exuberance, even though she had been through so much. There was still more to come. She knew after what she had told her that Violet was still trying to process the story of her parents. Angel didn't believe in lying to children, especially Violet, who had been through some pretty horrific experiences. Keeping her in the dark would only push Violet into thinking the worst, and letting her think the worst was cruel. Violet was quiet as she pondered the babbling brook. Then she looked up at Angel. "Did my dad hurt Detective Christopher?" Her words died out in a whisper as if she were scared to speak them out loud. Angel moved and sat on a nearby rock. "Listen to me." She had grasped Violet's chin to make sure she was looking at her in the eyes and paying attention. "Your dad wanted to protect your mom because someone bad was hurting her. He asked someone for help, but the man he asked for help was no good, and he made your dad do bad things to keep his secret. When your dad knew he was in trouble, he tried to tell Christopher, but he couldn't admit what he had done. But Christopher is smart and knew your dad wasn't bad, so he went to help him when the bad man took your dad. The man was hurting your dad, and when Christopher tried to stop him, they got in a fight, and that's how Christopher got banged up. You remember Christopher said he was going to be fine?" Violet nodded and rested her head on Angel's shoulder. Violet had a meltdown when she discovered Christopher was injured, and her mother felt that there was nothing for it except to take Violet to the hospital. She crawled onto the bed with Christopher and held his hand, and he had reassured her that he would be fine and out of the hospital soon. She had cried a little bit, and they had both fallen asleep with Christopher's arms wrapped around her. Angel concluded that with the emotional experience, Violet may not have completely understood what happened in the abandoned roasting plant. So she repeated, "The bad man was arrested, and he won't be able to hurt your mom and dad anymore." She chose her words and continued, "But your dad does have to talk to the police about what he's done. He may have to go to jail for a bit. I think your mom will be okay after she tells the police everything." Violet nodded again. Her hair tickled Angel's neck. "And the other bad man? Is this where he brought you?" she asked tentatively. "The bad guy's cousin? He didn't bring me. I went to meet him so Detective Bashinda could arrest him. It was over there." She pointed at the property line. Violet lifted her head and stared at Angel thoughtfully. "You and Detective Christopher have dangerous jobs," she said matter-of-factly. "Yes, they can be. It's why we are careful." Violet moved to bend down and grabbed a smooth rock and tossed it in the water. Angel asked carefully, "Violet, do you want to meet your mom and dad?" Violet shrugged and didn't speak, and Angel didn't press her for an answer.